before we bring in the elusive gamer, I want to get your thoughts, your theories. What are you expecting at the Xbox Partner Preview event?
I mean, we talked about this last night with Mav on Fun Speculation.
Yeah, it was in the chat. It was great show, man. Great show.
Thank you. Yeah, there's so much that Xbox still has. I mean, we've completely forgotten about 33 Immortals, Powerborn. Those could be some great, even maybe, I mean, I'm not saying there should be a shadow drop. I don't think there should be one at every partner preview. But, Towerborn's been, on the works for a while now. Maybe that might come out, or 33 Immortals. They just wrapped up, I think, their closed beta earlier in the month. Phasmophobia. They had a pretty unfortunate incident which delayed, I want to say Flood for some reason. I know that was also Hello Games with No Man's Sky when they were developing that game early on, but I want to say something happened with their studio that ended up pushing back their development. So maybe October, that'd be a great release window for them. There's a lot. I think somebody said yesterday too on it that there might be a world premiere. Who knows what that might be.
They actually said in the write-up, in the presser, that there would be several world premieres.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I just looked over a brief synopsis of it, but that's awesome. I mean, we're going to see some really, really cool stuff that's going to be coming out. Maybe some, Jez was talking about Everwild recently. Maybe. We'll probably see, oh man, there's just so many. I talked about last night, Silksong. Where's that been at? We all forgot about it because everybody's like, every show, they're going to show it. And then they never do. And it's just one big disappointment. But, that's been a no-show for the last year. So many great games that are coming. I just can't see, like I said, to go back just a little bit on it, not to harp on it, but just to see somebody dismiss it when we have those titles alone that are such a wide range and variety for all gamers to play, that you can't just be like, oh yeah, Towerborn, I'm excited for that, or 33 Immortals, or Phasmophobia. I've been playing Phasmophobia for, the better half of over a year now, with my buddies, and it's a solid, scary title. It's so great. But yeah, it's just so many great titles. I don't even know where to start with a lot of these, but who knows? Maybe we might get a little more Square Enix stuff. Nothing big. I don't think we're going to be getting any Final Fantasy. They'll probably save that for TGAs.
I don't know so much about that, dude, because it's again, I don't think it's going to be first party. Don't expect anything first party. It's a third party preview event, meaning they're going to show off their partners that they're working with. I personally think, and I could be 1,000% wrong, that we're going to get Square something. Now, I don't know about the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I'm really waiting for, but I think we could very well get the Final Fantasy 16 announcement. That's my thought and theory. But Jamie, let's get back to the topic at hand. The Xbox Partner Preview. Now, interestingly enough, Black Conflict, a good friend of mine, sent me a DM, and this goes to show you how desperate Sony players are for any kind of news, any positive news for Sony, because Push Square, which of course is run and owned and operated by IGN, PS, by the way, just put out an article that says, expect plenty of PS5, PS4 news at the Xbox Partner Preview this week, with two hands shaking each other, one being PlayStation, one being Xbox. And again, it's third party. Yes, of course, those games are going to be on PlayStation. There might be one or two that are exclusive or at least in Game Pass, but of course, those games are going to be on PlayStation. That's what third parties do. I don't know why the article is necessary, but I guess. Jamie, what are you expecting from this event?
I mean, so last October, we actually had a pretty good show. Microsoft had a bunch of different games there, third party, but we had some big reveals last year. So the Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta gameplay was revealed last October. And people didn't see that coming because people just assumed they had a marketing thing with PlayStation. And that Metal Gear gameplay looked very good. But last year we got things like, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So we had a JRPG, some indie games, Alan Wake 2 gameplay, RoboCop Rogue City, stuff like that. I think it's going to be a good show. You know, they emphasized surprises and new announcements. And I think, you know, for surprises, it might make sense for things like Mafia 4 to be there, because that's meant to release next year. And we've seen nothing yet outside of, you know, a short video of a windowsill and some apples, you know. So I think we could say that, you know, Borderlands is meant to release next year and we still haven't seen gameplay. Judas, which is meant to release by March, and that game is by Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock. That game looks very good, and we still have no release date, and they're meant to be showing gameplay pretty soon, from what I know. And also Exodus. Exodus is a game made by ex-BioWare developers. It's a sci-fi RPG. We haven't seen anything yet, but it looks like it might be coming soon. But I think, you know, when it comes to games coming out by third-party developers, I've been mentioning all week Final Fantasy 16, right? Like, it kind of makes sense that you would save one game for the game preview thing, partner preview, because, like, yes, they had TGS a few weeks ago and it was a huge success, but, like,
yeah,
we've heard time and time again that 16 is still coming. It just hasn't been announced yet. And considering the developers from Square Enix have said, like, yeah, it is coming, we just can't say when. Like, this would either be like the second to last place to announce it, the other being the Game Awards. But I think, you know, it should be a really good show. I will say it is a bit sad to see some people online trying to take away, or, you know, from IGN or whatever, trying to take away from the excitement of an Xbox showcase like this, because we know from the onset it is a third party show. You know,
yeah, they said it. They said as much, though.
Yeah,
it's not a surprise.
Yeah, and it's literally in the title, partner preview. You know, and I think, you know, whenever Sony has the state of players and there's third party games announced there, you know, Microsoft always puts out a tweet afterwards saying, "Hey, these games are also on Xbox." It's because for the longest time we don't know which games are coming to Xbox, because, you know, sometimes multi-platform trailers don't have all the logos at the end. So, like, that's Microsoft letting people know. People say, hey, it's Microsoft being a little bit cheeky. And even though we all know this is a third-party show, I can guarantee you that these people are going to go out the second the show's ended and do the same thing in reverse, even though it is literally a third-party show. I think, you know, there's so many games coming out in the next year and a half that like, a lot of games still haven't been revealed yet. A lot of games haven't had gameplay shown yet. Like I mentioned, Exodus and all this stuff. I think it's going to be a good show. I just think that, you know, if people are expecting things like GTA, that's not going to happen. But I think it's going to be a good show. Just I don't think people should be expecting first party content since it's a partner preview.
I mean, again, it's in the title. Why would they say partner preview if they're putting first party games in it? They're not going to show anything first party. They're just not.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that it's not going to be a fantastic show, or why you shouldn't, as an Xbox fan or an Xbox, I don't know, podcast like Unlocked, get excited for a show that is going to show off games. Because again, it gets to the Umbra. It's a head scratcher. Why would you downplay a show unless you know what's happening there? And maybe he does. Maybe he has insight. I don't know. But I think that there is something to get excited about. Just go based on the last two partner previews. There were a lot of games on there that potentially could and would have in the past skipped Xbox, but found their way. Now, Stalker has just did a tweet that they're going to be there. They're showing off gameplay. They've already said it. So that's one of their partnered. They're partnered with Xbox. It is an Xbox and PC exclusive for now, and it looks like it's going to remain that way for a while. They're going to show off some gameplay, which is dope. What are you actually expecting? What do you want to see from the third-party partner preview?
Well, they're already telling us a few things, right? As far as like anybody else's reactions, I told you, I don't put any stock into their stuff. Like, oh, this is what they said. Like, that to me is whatever. Ultimately, you could be right. Maybe it is a case that they have a little inside track, so they're kind of like, it could be. But for me, I'm not expecting anything to blow me away. I think I'm reasonably excited, or balanced, as all things should be. But what I expect Jamie, I think, hit it on the head where you shouldn't be expecting any first party stuff as an Xbox partner preview. So just putting that in mind, there's some things they're gonna have to focus on, right? Obviously, Atlas being number one in the list is a partner preview. They're likely going to highlight their partnership with Atlas and Sega and promote that more. Probably see something else announced. I don't know, a special something coming for Refantazio or something later. I don't know. There's going to be something Atlas there, I imagine. Even if it's just to highlight the game's success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something like that, I imagine, will be there. That makes sense. They've already told us a bit. They said Remedy will be there. Sega, obviously. 505 Games, and who at least publishes a lot of good games, by the way. So we got 25-minute show. A 25-minute show. You can also expect Alan Wake's DLC, was the Lake House. That's likely going to get a release date. So you're going to see more gameplay of that in action. We're going to see like a dragon from Sega. So, for instance, pirate
Yakuza in Hawaii. Yeah,
exactly. And then we'll get the Wushang clan, Fallen Feathers. We'll see that in action as well again. So those are the things we know for a fact. And they did say it's going to be multiple world premieres. So I am excited for that too. I don't know, man. I think if anything, I would just tell people not to overhype the show, to be like, oh, we're getting this, we go expect this, expect that. They're going to have some surprises for us, I would imagine. It seems like they are they got a few world premieres, so I expect to see a few new games. And I don't know, hopefully they've managed to pull in a few games that we were lacking on the Xbox side.